Coming up on Hashtag That, it's the Oscars episode. We break down the biggest moments in best fashion from the ceremony on Sunday night.
Plus, we hear about the awards from student filmmakers' perspective.
And we have the latest update on Fetty Wap tickets. We are your source for Quinnipiac Entertainment news. Welcome to Hashtag That. I'm Kelly Novak.
And I'm Steve Albano. The Student Programming Board held its annual QU Idol competition on Friday. 10 contestants sang their hearts out to a panel of judges, and then were narrowed down to a final 3. The winner was junior Alexandra Lorca, who took home $300 in gift cards, the grand prize.
The biggest ice hockey game of the season happened over the weekend, and students were not lacking in enthusiasm. Students lined up outside the TD Bank Sports Center as early as noon, despite a scheduled puck drop at 7. Free hot chocolate was passed out to keep the group of Bobcats warm. And Christina Camizio, the winner of the QU The Voice contest, performed the national anthem before the game started. I interviewed the theater major about the opportunity last week on the show, and I have to say she did an amazing job.
Graduate students and alumni will not be permitted to attend this spring's Wake the Giant concert. According to the Chronicle, the two groups are only offered tickets to the annual concert if they do not sell out. But because of how fast the undergraduate population sweep them up, SPB says there are no extra tickets. And SPB hosted another event last night featuring Kevin Hines, a man who jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge 16 years ago and survived. SPB held a small event in the piazza prior to his talk, and Burt Kahn providing food and facts about suicide. Hines shared his story and stressed the importance of asking for help and getting the treatment for mental illness.
And now to jump into the Oscars portion of our show, we're joined right now by Brooke Mommsen, an aspiring filmmaker and film student here at Quinnipiac. She's in the Quinnipiac Film Society. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, it was my pleasure.
Great. So, as a film student, when you watch the Oscars, because obviously you must be a pretty big fan of watching those every year, do you look at it from like a different perspective?
It is different now because I feel like anytime you watch a movie or a television show, you're watching it from the filmmaker's perspective. So what camera angles did they use? Like, how was the movie cast? How was the dialogue written? There's so many different ways that you can look at films now that I wouldn't have thought of before. Instead of just enjoying them purely for entertainment value, how can I recreate this for my projects and my future?
So what are you looking to do in film exactly? Because that's a very broad subject. I mean, there's a lot of awards for it. Are you looking like from a technical standpoint or a writer standpoint?
Well, when I originally came to Quinnipiac, I thought for sure I would do camera operation for movies. And I think I still might do that. I still have a lot of interest in that. But currently I'm looking into a lot of screenwriting and honing my writing skills for film so that I can eventually write for the screen. So,
and then you also went to the Sundance Film Festival, not only this year, but last year as well. And you said there were some Oscar contenders, like they screened originally at Sundance. Do you happen to recall any of those that maybe were up for awards this year?
Well, up for awards this year was Brooklyn, and that was nominated for Best Picture. Although it didn't win, it's gotten a lot of great press. I think it's going to have a great impact, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. It's about a woman who came from Ireland and came to America and started her new life here. And I think as an indie film, and that's what I want to go into, it's really inspiring to see it having made its way all the way to the Oscars.
Yeah, absolutely. I personally love indie films. I think they're always like the small gems that people don't.
I was about to say, hidden gems, like you don't think of it because it's not like a major studio. And they turn out to be some of the better movies too.
Of course, because they're different. They think outside the box, and that's what I want to do.
Very creative.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So we'll get right into our complete Oscars coverage when we get back.
The freshmen this year have stepped in and really just eliminated that problem, doing the right plays at the right time.
I mean, it certainly seems like an uphill battle for this team, but Trisha Fabi is one of the best coaches at this university.
Bobcats hosting Arizona State. We'll start with this power play.
But she's strong. Good Lord, I saw her lifting one time. She could squat 3 of me. Like,
oh, well, 7 of me then.
This week's trending topic is #that. We are your source for Quinnipiac Entertainment news.
Good evening and welcome to Sports Pause.
In the end, we're here to win a championship this year.
Jess Fontaine now has that. She's going to take a ripper off the post, but she's going to come back.
And my number one, hold your applause, Bobcats fans, is Quinnipiac.
All right, Victoria, you know what time it is? It's top 5 plays of the week.
My favorite time. Welcome back. So Steve and I picked out some of our favorite moments from the 88th Academy Awards. Let's get started. So Chris Rock opened the show and immediately tackled the hashtag #OscarsSoWhite controversy with humor. He acknowledged the lack of diversity in Hollywood and poked fun at the celebrities who chose to boycott, particularly Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. While there were a few who didn't like his monologue, the reaction was overwhelmingly positive.
The most anticipated award of the night, the Best Actor, finally went to Leonardo DiCaprio after 6 previous nominations. In his acceptance speech, he thanked his friends and family, but also chose to bring awareness to climate change. He said we should not take the planet for granted, just like he didn't take this night for granted.
And Lady Gaga brought the audience to tears after her performance of Till It Happens to You, her original song featured in the college sexual assault documentary, The Hunting Ground. The song was also up for Best Original Song, but ultimately lost the prize. Gaga, a sexual assault survivor herself, was joined on stage by 50 other survivors with messages on their arms, including "Survivor" and "Not Your Fault." And now we're joined by Kayla Heavey, who has some of the more debatable Oscar moments. So Kayla, what do you got for us?
All right, so there definitely are some controversial topics at the Oscars, one of them being Spotlight for Best Picture. Do you guys think that it should have won Best Picture, or do you think another movie should have?
I mean, I personally thought it was a little surprising because usually, Mad Max Fury Road sweeped, 6 awards, and they, it was the cinematography, it was the editing, it was the
design,
everything, and
editing,
costumes.
yeah.
And usually when those awards are swept up like that, they're usually the front runner for Best Picture. So, and Spotlight only won, the screenplay award,
yeah.
which, I mean, that's kind of the backbone of the movie, but at the same time, I was like, it came out of nowhere. Like, it won one other award, and Mad Max was just cleaning up, then all of a sudden it's like, boom, Spotlight.
I thought Mad Max, they were probably getting ready. They're like, oh, another award for us. And they're like, wait, what?
Yeah, I
Someone
know, they're a
else
little
won?
caught off
What
guard
is
there.
Yeah.
Even Morgan Freeman, when he read the envelope, he was like,
He was like, Mad Max, Spotlight.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
I mean, that being said, though, I do think it was a good film. So I think it did deserve it, but it seemed like Mad Max was taking away a lot of awards for the night, and you just kind of assumed that it would take that award, too.
No, exactly.
I mean, I think Spotlight deserved it, though. Journalism is always good to be honored as a journalism major.
No biases here.
No biases on this show.
All right, so also, we have to talk about Tremblay. Jacob Tremblay, 9 years old, he was in the room, he stole the show. He was adorable.
Yeah, I still haven't
Oscars.
seen
He was
Room
adorable.
because of Jacob Tremblay and Brie Larson's adorable relationship. They were the cutest co-stars. I really want to see this movie, but he's just the cutest little thing. Like, she hugged him before she went up for her award. I mean, he was standing on the red carpet. Look, he's just the cutest little thing.
Youngest one, I think, there, too, and he gave a little speech, too.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, he stood up on a little box. Did you see?
They got the little boxes. It was him and the other kid.
Yeah, I can't, the name
he was
escapes me
cute.
at the moment, but
No,
we had to just acknowledge how adorable that was.
Oh, of course, yes. And also, Sam Smith won Best Original Song over Lady Gaga, although Lady Gaga put on a very good performance at the Oscars. What do you think about
Kelly,
that?
this is all
I have to say, okay.
So again, I saw The Hunting Ground, which the song was featured in, and I thought it was fantastic, and it just really, I think, put into song the way I think survivors feel. But Sam Smith, on a personal note for me, I didn't think he even sounded that fantastic. The song, Bond songs usually always win. Like Adele did a Bond song, and that won. So now I guess it's his turn. Bond movies always have an upper hand on that. but I didn't think he sounded that great. It almost felt like a robbery. Like, you know, we were like, Sam Smith, cool. And then Lady Gaga moved all of us, and she gets robbed.
Yeah, I felt more emotionally, like there was more emotion in Lady Gaga's piece than there was with Sam Smith's.
Absolutely.
But like you said, James Bond films are a big franchise, so
Yeah.
I feel like that goes into it a little bit.
Yeah,
It's like,
definitely.
another Bond movie, another successful Bond movie, a song from a Bond
And then
movie.
on a quick side note, do you notice how different Sam Smith looks now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
He's lost a
so
ton of
different.
weight,
So
beard,
different.
insane.
Yeah, no, it's definitely crazy. Well, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for
It's always a
joining us,
pleasure.
Kayla.
Yeah, thank you.
So when we come back, we wrap up our Oscars coverage with some of the best fashion. Stay tuned.
Good evening and welcome to Sports Pause.
In the end, we're here to win a championship this year.
Jess Fontaine now has that. She's going to take a ripper off the post, but she's going to come back.
And my number one, hold your applause, Bobcats fans, is Quinnipiac.
All right, Victoria, you know what time it is. It's top 5 plays of the week.
My favorite time. Welcome back to Hashtag That. We're discussing all things Oscars, and right now we're going to jump into some of the fashion. Now, it's pretty much all Best Actress nominees, but usually the ladies, you know, I love like seeing the dresses.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I
guys
mean,
have like the same suit for the most part.
yeah, sometimes like they switch it up, but I think it's pretty much the same. So let's
straight
jump
across the
into
board.
it. My first favorite, she looked beautiful, was Saoirse Ronan. She was in wearing Calvin Klein collection, and she looked fantastic. So she wanted to wear green. She's in that movie Brooklyn that Brooke was mentioning earlier, and you know it's about an Irish immigrant. She's Irish herself, so she wanted to wear green to represent her country on the carpet that night, and she looked gorgeous. It fit her well. She's been in movies since she was like young. Like she actually got an Oscar nomination. She's one of the youngest Oscar nominees for Atonement, the movie with Keira Knightley and James McAvoy. So this was like her first, step into the awards arena as I guess like an adult kind of. So I thought she looked fantastic.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean,
I would, maybe I could wear one of those dresses sometime when I win an award.
I mean, did you like? I like the color. Like I like the green
I like the
that
sequence.
it was.
Yeah, the green really like worked. Like it
Yeah.
really popped out.
And
I'm not like a fashion guru, but from what I could tell, the green with the sequencing really stood out.
It's like
really
awards.
brought out her eyes.
It's like right. It's like Oscars.
I can do some fashion critiques now.
Yeah, Steve, next fashion critique over here. So next we have Brie Larson, Best Actress winner for Room, her role in Room. She wore Gucci. I thought she looked beautiful. My first, the belt is fantastic. My first glance, the train of the dress, it's a little wavy. It reminded me a little of like prom dress a little bit, but I think she's fantastic. I really don't think she can do any wrong. Her body is amazing, so she pulls off that dress fantastically. I thought it was a little promy at first, but the color's great. Her hair looks great. It's a big night, and she didn't do too much. I thought it just looked wonderful. I mean, personally, she wore this dress to the SAG Awards that I liked a little better. It was gold and showed a little more skin. but I thought that looked nice. Like, what did you think about that?
I
From
like the
this
blue
is
color.
the male perspective.
The male
here.
perspective. So this is like the perspective you laugh at because we don't know anything when it comes to this. But, yeah, I mean, I really like the blue color. I like Gucci. It's one of my favorite words. So
Yeah.
other than that,
One of my favorite slang terms.
It's one of my, yeah, exactly. I just thought it was a really cool dress. I wouldn't say I would wear something like that personally, but you know.
What did
really
you think?
worked.
Did you think the wavy was promy? Did it remind you of maybe
It did. It
some
was
prom?
a little promy.
Yeah, that you saw maybe like girls
it's
at
like
your
when
high
you're
school.
trying to get the what is the thing? The flower.
The corsage, yeah. She's just missing a corsage.
That was
I don't
the
know. It was the
word.
Oscars,
Trying to
and it's
pin it on the
Gucci.
dress.
She's fantastic. So next up, we have Cate Blanchett, who is also up for Best Actress. She was in Marquesa, and she always turns it out. But this was interesting. Marquesa is pretty much one of my all-time favorite designers. Every time I see looks on the carpet from Marquesa, I always get excited. But this particular year with Marquesa, it was very hit and miss. And so she was wearing the seafoam green with these flower decals. And, you know, females love it. But, you know, like I personally think it's great to think outside of the box. I think it's
flowers?
fantastic. They're flower decals.
I honestly thought it was like leaf. I thought it was like a Mother Nature type of thing.
Like I read like an article online, and it was like people just want to like go out and touch it and see what these decals
I was like,
are.
what is that?
Yeah,
Is that leaves? Is that flowers?
So if you saw someone like who wasn't Cate Blanchett walking around in this, what would you think about that?
I would think that they're kind of intoxicated personally to wear something like that. I mean, I understand, like, it definitely was a fashion statement. It was thinking outside of the box, and I'm all for creativity, you know? I thought it looked cool, but at the same time, it was like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
you
it's
look like you're
definitely-
wearing a tree. That's what
Yeah, it's like she's wearing a tree, but it was like a seafoam green, so it reminded me of like the ocean, and I don't know.
It had a bit of that
she
springy
always
vibe, too.
She always pushes it. And then finally, one of my favorites, Naomi Watts. She was in Atelier Versace. She was actually not up for any awards. She was just there with her husband, Liev Schreiber, another fellow actor, and she just was like, let me wear this fantastic, beautiful dress, and I will outshine all the other nominees. She wasn't nominated for anything. But she always, like I read an article too where it's like she always shows up to award shows whether she's nominated or not, and she always turns it out. She's like, I am not gonna lose this opportunity to turn it out for such a big award show. And you know, she always turns it out with the jewelry as well. That necklace was fantastic, and it wasn't even too much with the sparkles. Like I loved it. What did you think of like the the ombre? You know how it, like the color changes?
Yeah.
Like a gradient. Do you know what that means?
Sort of.
I'm trying to educate
You
him
say-
at the same time.
You know, yeah. I'm just smiling, just agreeing.
Yeah,
I
ombre,
kind of get what you're
gradient.
getting at, yeah.
But what did you think of the color? Did she look good?
I thought they all looked good, you know. For somebody, who doesn't know much about dresses, I thought they all were great. I would wear each and every one of them.
That is wonderful
That's a male
and
perspective for
frightening
you.
all at the same time.
Maybe not the high heels, because I'm a little tall for those. I feel like I would trip and fall a lot.
So when we get back, we actually have Sarah DeJamo here for your trending topics, and she's going to pop in shortly.
And we'll also discuss some of the top 5 chill movies on Netflix.
The freshmen this year have stepped in and really just eliminated that problem, doing the right plays at the right time.
I mean, it certainly seems like an uphill battle for this team, but Trisha Fabi is one of the best coaches at this university.
Bobcats hosting Arizona State. We'll start with this power play.
But she's strong. Good Lord, I saw her lifting one time. She could squat 3 of me. Like,
Oh, well, 7 of me then.
This week's trending topic is #that. We are your source for Quinnipiac Entertainment news.
I've got you with your top 5 Netflix and chill movies. So first off, we have 13 going on 30. Now, I actually haven't seen this movie, but it looks like a pretty interesting movie. I mean, you know.
I mean, it's super cute because you haven't seen it, so I'm going to explain the premise a little bit.
so
So
you've
like
seen
a
it? Okay.
13-year-old girl, she just wants to be older, wishes for
kinda
it.
got that from the title a
Some
little.
fairy dust falls on her head, and she becomes a 30-year-old woman played by Jennifer Garner, and she runs into her childhood best friend, and they fall in love. It's just like a classic romantic comedy with some weird sci-fi
Is it like
magic.
a rom-com
It's a
type of thing?
rom-com.
Rom-com,
It's an
obvi?
absolute rom-com.
Okay.
Netflix and chill equals rom-coms.
It does, for the most
Forever.
part.
Next up,
We have Stuck in Love.
which looks super cute. It's
It
been
does.
on my Netflix list, like my queue forever.
Really?
Yes.
It's, believe it or not on mine, but, you know, maybe one day, you know?
It's apparently it's just about, you know, multiple couples like in relationships, and it looks adorable. Like, I've started watching it a few times, and I don't know, I guess because I didn't have someone to chill with, it just didn't appeal to me for that long, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's a shout out for anybody who's willing to Netflix and chill. You can
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Stuck in Love.
Come watch Stuck in Love.
Next up is Silver Linings Playbook, which I'm happy they added this on Netflix because that was a big Oscar movie last year,
That was.
or a few years ago.
Yeah, I think it was a few years ago.
It was a few years ago. I mean, everything seems like a year ago. It's just, time just flies. But anyway, so have you seen Silver Linings Playbook?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
It's interesting.
I'm bad
Bradley
with it.
Cooper has like a mental illness, and then he meets this girl who also is a little nuts, and they hit it off via a ballroom dance competition. It was like, I was like, what is this?
Ballroom dance, that's an interesting...
And plus, Jennifer
yeah.
Lawrence is not my fave. She has an attitude problem, in my opinion. But I'm sure if you watch this with someone, it could be super cute. You can be like, yay, ballroom dancing, let's do it together. Like,
Let's ballroom dance. Let's do the salsa, the waltz. Okay, coming up, the only movie I've actually seen on this list. Real shocker, American Pie.
Netflix and chill. So
Netflix
American
and,
Pie.
I don't know how exactly this is Netflix and chill. I feel like this is more like
Netflix and party.
Yeah,
Party.
party.
Like, I'm gonna
Good
watch this
save.
before I go out.
Yeah, right?
I've seen pieces of American Pie, but for those like people like me who don't understand what
American Pie like kind of is about. Just a little raunchy movie.
It is,
like the,
it is a
like
raunchy
the
movie.
basic plot?
It's like coming to a bunch of college kids going to college. I think the first one's like they're freshmen. They're like kind of feeling it out, learning about things, and
So it's
partying.
just a freshman year of college
Yeah, pretty
thing?
much.
got it.
And like the experiences they have.
All right, well, I guess that could be a nice chill movie.
I don't know. And
It's
then
one of those-
finally, the last movie on our Netflix and Chill compilation is Failure to Launch. And that's Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew McConaughey, who literally, I think, is honestly the weirdest match in cinema
Yeah,
history,
that's
right?
I don't get how the chemistry would be like for that movie. That was
Yeah,
that was
because
an interesting
I
casting.
know him and Kate Hudson have been in a lot of movies together. They've been in 2 movies together, but Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew McConaughey are a little weird.
Yeah, that's a little
but the
head
movie,
scratch
like
there.
Matthew McConaughey is stuck in his parents' house, so they hire Sarah Jessica Parker to like get him out, like to date him. They like pay her to date him. So I mean, I guess that could be cute.
horrible.
You're sitting with your significant other, and you're like, I don't have to pay you to be here.
Yeah, right. Or do you? Or does your did my mom contact your mom? Type of thing. No.
And then finally, if you've been living under a rock,
The Fuller House has been released on Netflix finally. Last week it was released.
you know, the spin-off of Full House. And, you know, as a 90s kid, I obviously watched all the reruns.
Yeah.
And it's apparently just got picked up for a 2nd season.
Yeah, well, that's good. I've seen parts of Full House. I know. I haven't seen the whole thing, but
You're a bad 90s
I know. I'm a bad 90s kid. What can I say? But yeah, I mean, Fuller House might be something I check out.
Yeah, there's like 10 or 13 episodes. It's a little corny. It's literally fueled by nostalgia. That's pretty much all it is.
That's what it is?
They
Okay.
have so many quotes from the original series and characters, and it's the corniest thing ever. If it was an original show, we would all hate
Is this like a Netflix original type of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
So they picked it up, and there's
Awesome.
going to be a 2nd season, which I'm very surprised about, and I'll see how that goes. I have to finish up the 1st season first. But moving on, we have Sarah DiGiamo with our trending topics of the week. Sarah.
Thanks, guys. So, Whoopi Goldberg confused for Oprah while live tweeting the Oscars. A beauty brand called, wait, this isn't right.
Keep going.
Okay, confused for Oprah. The Total Beauty accidentally mistook Whoopi Goldberg for Oprah. The brand tweeted a picture of Whoopi Goldberg at the Oscars and commented that they had no idea that Oprah had a tattoo. This incident has caused a lot of tweets and controversy. Some even saying that this was an example of racism. But this beauty company tweeted an apology and will be donating $10,000 to Whoopi and Oprah's charity of choice. Hashtag Women's History Month. March is Women's History Month, so in celebration, people have been using Twitter to give recognition to some of our country's most accomplished women and celebrate feminine power. Tweets have included women who were inventors, politicians, activists, business owners, millionaires, and athletes. Many also mention how some women's participation in society has progressed and how they have become much more independent. Hashtag Kylie Lipkit. Much like Quinnipiac's recent sale of Yale hockey and Fetty Wap tickets, the recent restock of Kylie Jenner's Kylie Lip Kit sold out within minutes of being released on Monday. Kylie Jenner, known for her plump lips, created a business of lip products which took off as soon as it hit the market. But every time the online website restocks, they have been selling out immediately, creating a lot of disappointment, and people who attempted to purchase this product were unsuccessful, went to Twitter to let out their anger. These complaints mention how it is unfair that most people didn't get to order this lip kit, and the company needs to resolve this issue.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And when we come back, we have our selfie video of the week. So I'm excited for that. Are you excited?
Oh, I am. Hashtag selfie.
Be right back.
The freshmen this year have stepped in and really just eliminated that problem, doing the right plays at the right time.
I mean, it certainly seems like an uphill battle for this team, but Tricia Fabi is one of the best coaches at this university.
Bobcats hosting Arizona State. We'll start with this power play.
But she's strong. Good Lord, I saw her lifting one time. She could squat 3 of me. Like,
Oh, well, 7 of me then.
So for this week's selfie video, we asked the Q30 crew here, maybe a good movie they've seen this week or this year, maybe a movie they thought should have won Best Picture, been considered for an Oscar, you know, to tie in with the Oscar theme. So let's check it out.
Let's take a look.
Hey, this is Steven Mendes. I think one of the best films I saw this year was actually at the Sundance Film Festival in Utah back in January. It's called Under the Gun. It's a documentary by Katie Couric. It's about the current gun problems and mass shootings that are happening in this country, and it's set to be released soon, and it's definitely something you guys want to look out for.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Kirby Paulson. I think The Martian is an absolutely spectacular film. Matt Damon, the Boston Boy, is in it, so how could I go against it?
Hey, hashtag that, it's Kelly Novak. I recently saw the Hunting Ground documentary, the documentary on sexual assault on college campuses. I personally think it should have been nominated for some sort of award. I mean, Lady Gaga did fantastic in her performance of Till It Happens to You that was featured in the doc, but I personally think it should have been nominated for Best Documentary Feature.
Hey, what's up, guys? Maury from Sports. I just want to reaffirm the Spotlight Best Picture Award nomination. I thought it was a tremendous video, and I think all journalism students at Quinnipiac and across the country should check out that investigative reporting.
Hi, hashtag. My name is Mike Bonavita. I thought a movie that should have been nominated for Best Visual Effects was Jurassic World. Their CGI was just amazing. And yeah, also happy birthday to Kristen Freed.
That's all we have for you this week. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at #thatQU, and more episodes are online at q30television.com.
So check them out.
All right.
I'm Steve Albano.
And I'm Kelly Novak. We'll see you soon.